You're probably one of the most impressive people I've ever met. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. No, I'm being dead serious about that. I would love to just know who you are and how long you've been in the industry and what some of your largest accomplishments you say would be.
In the industry, I guess counting being in the industry is from the first time you got paid. So I sold my first single when I was 17, 18 years old. And since that time, I've just been chugging along, trying to follow my passion, follow what I love, which is being creative and learning how to do new things. You know, my first love is music. I started making up songs as soon as I was born. Or my mom said I used to take out all the pots and pans and bang on them in the kitchen and go like just make up stuff. And
so you've been doing music all your life?
Yeah, basically. My dad was just an amazing person and inspiration. He was a salesman at Sears, but he also would buy houses that were run down or broken down, and a lot of my childhood was spent rehabbing houses. But that was sort of this inspiration. If you can imagine being 5, going into a house that is a shell, and a year later it's being rented out to people. Imagination as a kid, you're like, I can make a house, and I can, and then not only make a house, I can make anything. You know, oh, I can make a song. And my dad loved music, and the short story is he made up this song in 1969, 70, I guess it was. And it was a country song. He wanted to sell it to Charlie Pride. That was his dream. And so we went and found someone who does this. It was a composer, arranger, producer kind of person. And my dad went down and sang his song and took me with him. I think my sister might have came along too. And I was hooked from that moment. I was like, oh, wow, this is what I want to do. This is the coolest thing. Hearing my voice back through these speakers, so that was on a reel song in a big microphone that was in the space. I was, okay, this is great. And yeah, and that was the beginning of it. And I started Melody Vision when I was in my 30s, after doing a long stint of attempting to be a rock star. And I would say I got pretty far, but I think that the confines of just doing one thing felt restrictive to me, and I knew I wanted to write music for film and television and make movies and do all these different things. And back then, people would always say, you only get to do one thing, so do that one thing. And I was like, I don't know what to do it. Do a little this, a little that. You know, it's all just being creative. So
yeah. Who wants to put all their eggs in one basket? You know?
Yeah.
Like I know I've asked you 2 questions there, but I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to just say, like, I love that. You know, like one of the reasons, you know, I really decided to make you know, covers to fight cancer, you know, music based, is because, you know, I believe that music is a universal language that every single person can understand. You know, and I think it can be impactful and have a huge impact on lives.
Yeah.
And I think having that be the way that we actually make a difference and can actually have people, you know, help people in need, I think it's perfect because it allows people to have a reason to be interested and want to actually be involved with what we're doing, not just because it's for a good cause, but also because it's something they can be passionate about.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some of your accomplishments. What would you say are your biggest accomplishments that you've had?
For me, the biggest accomplishment is that after all this time, I still get to wake up and do what I love. I think to me, just being able to eke out a living and be able to do this is all the accomplishment that I think any person who gets into the arts wants. I mean, everybody has their ups and downs, you know, like anyone who's super famous, you watch their career and they will go, like they'll have the peak and then they come back down and then they go back up. And some people never go back up to that point of superstardom, but they continue to work. And I think that the ability to keep working is for any of us in the arts is the biggest accomplishment. I mean, I could say, things that mean something to me. I did a project a few years ago for Lincoln Financial called We Stood Up, which was a celebration of the civil rights era for kids. And I got to travel around the country and meet all the living civil rights leaders and spend a day or an afternoon with them, everybody from Andrew Young to John Lewis, and got to ask them anything I wanted. And then I got to use what they said and turn it into a piece of art that could be used to educate young people about the history of the movement.
Yeah.
And so that was really huge for me. But I could list so many other projects. I mean, there's a documentary film I worked on called Caregivers, which I'm a producer, and that film was celebrated by Philadelphia City Council, and it moved them to petition OSHA to add mental health to the workplace as a requirement.
We've been working on this film for 4 years. I think we're getting ready to go into our 5th year. It started off as an idea, and Vic had, I should say, and Vic knew some social workers, and lots of discussions and how should we best proceed. So we put together an advisory panel, which was a good idea. So we would our committee, and that advisory committee would meet like once a quarter or twice a quarter, and basically there were people from the social work field, the healthcare field, to make sure that we were on track with where we were going with our thinking.
Mental health is not part of the workplace requirement, and they are working to add that, and that was because of the documentary. And so what you're doing, I've always been a firm believer that art is more than just entertainment. Art has the ability to change people's thinking, to educate, to inform. I mean, paintings in the past were how people got news. And just so much can come from what art can do. And when I say art, I mean all the arts: art, music, film, theater, dance. It all, and to use that to inspire people, bring people together. But not only just inspire and bring people together, it has the ability to really make change, and it is a functional part of the human experience. I think one of the things in the West is that we tend to want to separate artists and put them up on a pedestal, but in so many of the indigenous cultures, the artist is functional. It's part of everyday life. It's what's needed to make life have meaning. I think after 9/11, where did people go? They went to art museums to listen to music. They went to churches. So there's some connection. There's a spiritual connection to art and music and all of it. And there's so I commend you for your vision and use of music to bring attention to the issues and help heal people.
Well, first of all, I'm flattered. But second of all, what I'm trying to do, of course, I can't do this alone. So if anything, I'm very grateful because, having talented, skilled people like you, because you've taught children, you've taught people music, you've been involved in things that have actually helped create change and helped create amazing art. You're award-winning. At the end of the day, I think that you are going to really help us do a lot of great work and help us get really far in ensuring that we can achieve our goal and our mission. Because like you said, it's not just about putting people on a pedestal. It's about ensuring that we can really give people an amazing experience and have it go towards a good cause and inspire people and create hope. We're of course going to be outsourcing the camera equipment that you guys have for live streaming. Potentially eventually using the recording studio for actually recording the singles that we're going to have for our albums program. And in addition to that, we're also going to be having you act as kind of a creative consultant for concerts as well. Well, I guess I kind of don't have to ask you.
I'm a resource. I feel like, I'm a resource. I'm here and I have a bunch of information, and if I don't know something, I probably know 3 people I could ask to help figure it out on. And if I twist their arm, maybe they'll come and help us out for whatever is needed for that particular event or thing we're trying to do. And so, as much as I can, I want to, I'm a resource here to be used.
Well, I really appreciate that. I'm also very grateful that we now may also be able to have access to celebrity performers at our events as well.
There's some celebrities that I know through work through my history, and I can always ask. Can't guarantee they'll come, but I can always ask. And as I work on things, and I meet more and more people every day. So You know, there's always someone I can ask to see if they'd be interested in coming and being supportive.
And that is still just a huge step forward because, you know, like something I couldn't even have fathomed before, you know, to even have the opportunity, you know, to even like potentially even be able to reach out to these people and ask them if they'd be open to helping us support this cause. You know, that's huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything that you're going to be kind of helping us with is just amazing. So, you know, I want to make it abundantly clear that, you know, like, Melody Vision, they're an incredible organization. I can't recommend them enough. This is not legally an ad, okay? I have to clarify that. However, you know, like, you know, Rodney, he's very experienced. He's done a lot of great work within the community, and I'm really looking forward to being able to work with them and do a lot of great work with them. So we're gonna move on to the actual recording session. But thank you so much, and I look forward to showing you all what we're working on behind the scenes and what we have in the works coming up next.